Hello there guys and welcome to Football Manager. As you can see, we're right here in FM 2017 and we're managing a team called Histon. Now if those of you who don't know where Histon is, that is just north of Cambridge, and I'm actually only 5-minute walk away from the actual stadium itself. So I kind of got inspiration from watching a game a couple of days ago where I watched them play Fleet in their respective league. Unfortunately lost 5-4, but the referee was an absolute joke. He sent off 5 players in total, 4 for Histon, 1 for the other team. So, and some of those red cards weren't even deserved in my opinion. So for both sides. So let's get into a little bit of an overview of this club here. If we go to the actual competition itself, it's the only way I can do this right now. But anyways, yeah. So Histon have had a very interesting, have had a very interesting history since the start of the millennium. As you can see, a lot of greens here, which meant they got promoted. They actually got all the way up into the top level of the non-league pyramid, which was called the Blue Square Premier at the time. It's now called the Vanarama National League. And as you can see there, they finished 7th in 2007-2008 in their first season. This included a fantastic win against their local rivals Cambridge United, where they won 1-0 in front of a capacity crowd. I think the stadium was completely full on that day. I'm not 100% sure on that. Please correct me if you guys any of you guys are Histon fans or Cambridge fans or football fans in general. They also had a pretty good cup run. I think they reached the second round of the FA Cup in this particular season. However, the next season was arguably their best in their football club history. They finished 3rd in the league, which was also qualifying for the playoffs to get into the Football League. Unfortunately for them, they lost in the playoff semi-final to Torquay United, who then went on to beat their rivals Cambridge in the playoff final and return to the Football League instead of them. So that was a bit of a disappointment. However, their big highlight, though, was the fact that they beat Leeds United in the FA Cup second round to reach the 3rd round for the first time, and also handed Leeds United their first ever defeat to a non-league team. Unfortunately, they lost to Swansea in the next round, who were in the Championship at the time, but still a fantastic result for this team, especially from where they've come from. However, since this season, they've had a real downward spiral down the leagues. They had as you saw from the start, they had a very good rise up the leagues, a bit similar to how Fleetwood and also AFC Wimbledon have done over the past few seasons, who are both now in League One in the Football League. But since this particular season, 2009, they had an owner change. Their manager that took them all the way up here was sacked, and the team was been in free fall. They've had 3 relegations in the space of 7 seasons, and they're currently sitting bottom of the Southern League Football First Division Central that we're in right now. So the aim of this save is actually try and rebuild the team and try and get them back to where they were, all the way up in the Vanarama National League, and possibly go even further, hopefully get them into the Football League for the very first time. The Southern League First Division Central, that's actually the 8th tier, or 8th level on the Football League pyramid. So at the same sort of level as teams like AFC Rushden and Diamonds, the team that's been reformed, Salisbury FC, which is another team that was reformed, and also Hereford FC, another team reformed where a save has been done by Workthespace on YouTube. If you guys have to check that out, this is kind of inspired by that. Yeah, and they're actually in the other division that's paired with this one, the Southern League South and West Division. So we could have similar team oppositions if we do get promoted next season. But we're interested to see how we do in this first year, because as you can see here, we've only got £613 of wage budget to spend. We're already overspending on that, so we've just got to do as best as we can here and try and get as much money into the club as possible, and try and move ourselves forward. Hopefully, ideally, I'd like to get ourselves promoted in the first year. But in terms of the board expectations, let's actually go and see that in the competitions. Actually, competition performance. Yeah, so the board expects us to finish mid-table. So it's reasonable enough, but I'm quietly challenged trying to go higher than that. They expect us to reach the first qualifying round of the FA Cup, get beyond the preliminary round of the FA Trophy, and attempt to be competitive in the Southern League Cup. So a lot of competitions to get on all fronts there. So hopefully we can do well in these cup competitions to allow us to get a bit more money in the bank there and be able to improve the squad. So without further ado, I'm going to now cut away, and I'll see you for the first game of the season again, which will be away at Fleet here. Also, I'll do all these friendlies off camera, and also do all the transfers, and I'll tell you all about this once I've all done that. So I'll see you guys in a minute. Alright, and we are back. It took a little bit longer than I expected, mainly because I was running into a couple of or things which I needed to do over the past weekend and stuff. So it's actually a week on since I last recorded this. Anyways, what's been happening recently, or actually just recently, our manager or assistant manager actually decided to leave to become a manager at a different football club. So I'm in the process of trying to find a new assistant at the moment. Unfortunately, he's not going to be available for the game away at Fleet. But let's actually have a look and see what's been happening on the transfer front. There's not actually been much that's been taking place. As you can see there, only one player that's been brought in, that is Matt Murphin. I think he's a pretty good player, I think, for the central midfield. Well, that was something that we were really lacking right now, and I think, yeah, he is the best out of the centre midfielders that we currently have on the squad, which is absolutely fantastic. Hopefully, he will allow us to dictate the play in the midfield a little bit better at this particular level. In terms of players that have gone out, they're all loan players. Kieran Dyer, yes, we have a Kieran Dyer. He is a regen, and not the actual Kieran Dyer. He's on loan at Welwyn Garden City, so we're hoping he gets a little bit of game time because he is a attacking midfielder on the left, midfielder right and midfielder left. So we don't really play at the moment with midfielder lefts and midfielder rights, but we may change the tactic, and we'll see whether that he will come into effect a bit later on once he comes back. Shane Knott also out on loan. To be honest, he could be a future talent. He is 17 years of age, but I thought he needed to get some experience out on loan. Again, a midfielder left. Was in the Histon under 18, so I doubt he was going to get into the squad straight away. Let's hope he gets some good loan time at Hartford. And then the last player, Simon Bonner, this time attacking midfielder right and also attacking midfielder centre. We do use attacking midfielders right now in the current tactic. As you can see here, good determination, good flair, good work rate and good teamwork. I think hopefully he should get some good experience, and he gets a little bit more gets a little bit more improvements there. Apparently he's really good, really well suited to our Southern League First Division Central. So if we do run into injury problems, I might end up having to recall him at a later date. But that's the transfer news. The rest of the transfer news is actually retaining some players in the particular squads, because there's quite a few players that are on non-contract terms, and I wanted to make sure they were sealed before they were actually poached away, because I didn't really want to be left without a goalkeeper right at the start of the season. Yes, I probably may have overspent on some of these guys, but I just wanted to guarantee players. And the fact is, I'm not going to deal with the rest of the contracts until the end of the season. So we can this season is pretty much everyone is under investigation when it comes to overall performance. So if you haven't performed, you probably won't be staying at the club. So without further ado, let's actually go to the tactics page and see what we're actually going to be playing against Fleet away. As you can see, we've got a little bit of a 4-2-4 wide system here. We've got goalkeeper Conroy Owen right now. He looks like the best goalkeeper out of everyone. Yes, he is, just about ahead of Aaron Chapman. They're all obviously on the same star potential, but I think he's got a little bit more to offer in the future there. Right back, we've got Chris Watts, who can also play at defensive right back and also at wing back and also midfield right. So he's quite a versatile player, 27 years of age, quality player according to the stats you can see here. Not liking that aggression at 19, but you maybe need that, and he's got good acceleration, good natural fitness, so hopefully he should be able to play most games this season. At centre back, we've got Luke Harding, and who's a young player actually. He's 16 years of age. He's already in the first team. That's how good this guy is. Look at this. Look at his heading. 10 heading, 8 tackling already at 16 years of age. That's pretty good. Good positioning as well, which is absolutely fantastic. He will definitely come in handy for this particular season. Alongside him is Alex Ingram. He's a little bit weaker than than Harding alongside, but got some good stats again. Good average heading at 8, but 11 marking, 12 determination, 14 bravery, at 17 teamwork. That's absolutely amazing as well. At left back, we've got Matty Harper. Now, this guy was actually linked away with loan moves, but to be honest, we need this guy. Yes, some of his stats aren't the greatest, but he's good. He's got good concentration. He's got good acceleration. Yes, there's a couple of things like decisions is really good as well. There's a couple of things like off the ball things that are bad. Passing's not the greatest, marking's not the greatest, and tackling's not the greatest. So, trying to get some development in place. Yes, we're currently on stamina right now because he is quite bad in that particular stat here. He's only at a 5, so really need to try and improve him across the board. Yes, he could have had loan spells elsewhere, but I think we needed that versatility with that being able to play right back and left back if we do end up with injuries. In the centre midfield, we've got a ball-winning midfielder, and that is Chris Hyam. I think that's how you pronounce it. This is a good player, he's got some pretty okay stats, good first touch, good marking, pretty decent passing. Heading not the greatest, but you don't necessarily need to head when you're a ball-winning midfielder. You just have to try and win the ball. His tackling is not the greatest, so he might struggle in that position at times, but we'll have to see. Good stamina though, so he'll be able to keep running pretty much the whole entire game. And then we've got a deep-lying player, which is Matt Murphy, who I recently mentioned. He's really good in that particular role, so he's got a very good first touch, very good passing. Technique is something I need to probably work on. Good vision though as well, which is absolutely fantastic. Again, good fitness, which will mean he'll probably play most games this season. And then we've got some attacking midfielders. We've got Labros Michailidis. He is English, according to this, and he's actually one of the best players at our club right now. He's best as an advanced playmaker in the attacking midfield centre role, but I decided to play him as an attacking right because I want to get some crosses into the box there and try and generate some more chances. But to be honest, his crossing isn't that great, so that's probably a wrong decision from my point of view. This is really just a test to see how well these guys can do on this particular formation. May have to change it up a little bit. He's got good flair though, which would be absolutely good. Decent pace, decent stamina, decent natural fitness as well. So again, another player that's going to be able to work hard for the team. In terms of development right now, I'm working on his dribbling at the moment. He's currently on a 5, which probably needs to be a lot better. I'm trying to get it up to, say, Tom Ince level when it comes to actual dribbling ability. On the left-hand side, we've got Justin May. A good first touch like Michailidis, and as you can see, got good bravery. Not the greatest player, but he says he's got the potential to be one of the best players at the club. He is the best out of the position on the attacking mid left side of the field, and he's well suited to some Premier League football. So he in theory should be at a better higher level than what he is right now. So hopefully that little bit more quality will allow us to generate some more chances for the strikers, who are a poacher and an advanced forward. So the poacher is currently Tom Perry. Says he's a quality player. He's got good finishing. That's why I put him as a poacher in that position there. He's also got good leadership, good off ball, so he will be able to make those runs in behind there. So fingers crossed he will be able to do well. He's also good as an advanced forward, so I might change that up if things aren't working in that particular situation. And again, good natural fitness at 14, but stamina at 8, probably not the best compared with some of the midfielders that we've had already. And then lastly, in the starting 11, we've got Aiden Glider. Yes, sorry, not Glider, Gilder. Apparently, again, one of the best players at the club. He's best as a defensive forward, but I'm playing him as an advanced forward right now, so probably I might have to swap these two guys around when it comes to the actual tactic itself. He's got good anticipation, so maybe he could be good as a poacher. So actually, I'm going to swap these two around and see if that actually helps when it comes to the overall tactic itself. That, in theory, should make our players a little bit better because they're more suited to that style of play. We'll just have to wait and see here. On the bench, we've got a goalkeeper, Aaron Chapman. Now, yes, we've only got 5 substitutions, but to be honest, I don't want anything happening to our goalkeeper when it comes to either being sent off or getting injured, and I want that replacement just in case any of those shenanigans do happen on the pitch. As you can see here, in terms of the actual substitutes, you can see we've got a centre back, right back / centre back in Mike Williams. Says he's a useful player, probably not the greatest player when it comes to the overall stats and stuff. He's got good tackling and average heading. He's got very good leadership though, so if we need to have him as a captain, a standing captain, he'll be very good on that position. At the moment, who else is on the bench? We've got Tommy Saltkun. He's only good on the attacking mid left role. He's a good winger, apparently, according to his stats. Yeah, as you can see, okay for us. He's probably not as good as Michailidis and the May on that left hand side there, but he could be a good, useful player when it comes to the overall when coming off the bench, etc. Again, these guys may switch around because we've got quite a few players in the backlog here that could easily come into the team if and when injuries occur or they're needed for fitness purposes. And right now, at the 5th substitution, we've got Danny McCauley. Good finishing overall, but to be honest, and good determination and aggression. I don't really like really good aggression, but could be useful. Good strength as well, so he could be a good target man if we need to change tactic at some point. All his other stats aren't that great, to be honest. Composure, so he could be a good finisher, but yeah, finishing 13, composure 9, so he could easily have to, if he needs to be playing as he could easily be a super sub if we need to change things in the game. If we need to put more long balls into the box, as they like to say. In terms of instructions, I've not got many. I've only got retain possession, exploit the left flank, exploit the right flank, and look for the overlap. To be honest, I don't really want to add any more instructions because, to be honest, the level of football, it's probably going to be quite hard for these players to pick pick more instructions up as we get further up the league. So I think that will be a little bit more beneficial to the team. If we just give it a quick pick again, as you can see, they've just swapped Glider, Gilder, and Perry around. I'm going to put them back to where they were. They've put Callum through in it. Then I'm going to bring on bring Hyam back, and then switch Murphy and Hyam back. So basically, that's exactly what the squad is. We've got Kevin Carrillo going at left back here. And Matty Harper's now at right back. Sorry about that. Let's just see if there's anything else. David Kelly, I could bring him back in. Yep, I think I'm going to go for that. Kevin Carrillo is actually a new player. He's 16 years of age. He has got the potential to become one of the best players at the club. Again, some of the stats aren't the greatest, but hoping as he plays, he gets better. I'm actually going to put him on a training regime to improve his tackling because it's only at a 6, and I think we kind of need that sort of thing. Just check the bench is fine. Yep, looks fine to me. I think I'm going to start the first game if we get to continue actually. As you can see, the match preview with our first game, it is against Fleet Town. They're actually one of the furthest teams we have to travel to in this particular division. I'm not sure who the other one. I think it's Petersfield, who are the other team that are quite far away compared to us. So let's just see what happens here. We're going to go for this side and let's see how this all works. Actually, no, before we actually show that, I'll show you what the overall results of the friendlies are. So we had a pretty good start. We had 4 wins out for the first 5 friendlies, including a 1-0 win over our under-23, so that doesn't really count. Then we suffered a 2-1 defeat, one against Canviano, I think, are in Division above. Yes, they are, the level above in the Ismathian Premier Division, so that was a bit unfortunate there. And we lost to Chesham Reserves. I think the Chesham team, they're actually below us, I think, or on the same level as us, so that was a bit disappointing that we lost that game. So let's hope we can bounce back. This is when it all counts now in the league itself. So let's get going here. As you can see, we've got quite a few players lacking match sharpness, but that's kind of expected at this level. So we're just gonna have to see what happens here today. They're saying that we should be favourites to win this game. So no pressure, please. Yep. So let's go into the let's see if we apply advice to a team. Yep, that's I'm happy with that. I'm going to also close down the strikers and also the left midfielder and the right midfielders. Also show onto weaker foot because I kind of want to prevent crosses from going into the box. So let's go to the team talk. Let's hope we can get a good performance out there. So what to do. Go out there and impress me. I think I'm going to start with that. And I'm just going to motivate every single defence, midfield and attack. So let's hope we can get a good start to the overall performance. As you can see, this is the overall layout I'm going for. I'm going for the 2D format. I used to go for 3D, but to be honest, the 2D format, from watching other people's videos when it comes to the actual game, it allows you to see a little bit more space on the left on the pitch itself to see where tactics are going wrong. Also, if you guys see anything that I could definitely improve on this overall tactical / overall team, then please do let me know. As a free kick has gone in by Fleet, it's a goals of Fleet. David Hassan has scored, and it's not a good start for us already. That's really disappointing there. We did work on defensive positioning for this particular game, but it's a defensive set piece that we've conceded. And let's just actually have a look at this highlight and see what has happened here. This could be a long series if it's going to be frustrations like this. The highlight's taking a little bit of a while. That's mainly because I think my computer is probably not the best on this particular version of FM. Come on, highlight. Right, okay, here we go. As you can see, it's quite far out, to be honest, with that free kick, so I'm really disappointed how we've been beaten from that side. That's a really poor goalkeeping from Chapman there, so really disappointed on that side of things. So we're going to change the tactics a little bit, I think. We're going to go try and attack and see if that makes a difference here. Chapman with the free kick, or the free kick from by the keeper Michaelidis, up to Perry. Back to Michaelidis. It's been cleared though. Harding picks up the ball. Just gives it straight back to their defenders though, which is really disappointing there. Harding wins it back though. Michaelidis up to Perry. Good space for Gilder here. He takes a shot and Price is there with the save. So it's our first shot on target really of the game. It's not really a good chance so far. We haven't really had anything good come our way just yet. Let's hope we can get a little bit more out of this game, to be honest, because they've only had one shot on the target and they've just scored from it. So fingers crossed. Well won by Ingram there as we just hoof it forward for some reason, even though I'm asking them to retain possession. So not a good start. Not a good start when it comes to the actual tactic. Listening to the tactic itself. As you can see, we've got Fleet on the ball here. Won by Ingram though. Well done there. Murphin's put Geider through on goal. He's going to get a shot and he scored. It's 1-1 there. Aiden Gilder with our first goal of the season and his first goal of the season. Apologies for the mispronunciation of his name there. Murphin with a great ball over the top to Gilder, and he just slots it past the keeper. Oh, the keeper should probably do a little bit better there. He looks like he got a hand to it, but I'll take that. It's in the corner and we're tied up. It looks like we've got an Insta highlight here, unfortunately, which probably means they're going to score straight away, which is not good. I always hate that on Football Manager, where it's just an instant highlight off the start after you scored a goal. It usually ends up in a goal for you, but Gardner's through again here. He could score a second here. Oh, what a save by Price there, and turns it round the post, and that is a corner to Histon now. Taken by Kelly in towards the mixer there, but unfortunately for us, no player there. Harding's there, but he is offside. Sorry there, I nearly said I said Holding rather than Harding. So I need to remember that some of these names here. I've been really poor when it comes to that. I've only really noticed it has been a week since I actually recorded some actual gameplay, so it's going to be interesting to see if we can remember these guys' names throughout the season. We should be able to as soon as we play more of the game, get used to this team a little bit more as the ball goes forward. It's getting a little bit laggy, which is not good. Sanders out to Rawlinson on this left-hand side here. Oh, he's beaten our right back with ease there, but Hyam's there to cut that out. And here's Perry up to Michaelidis, who puts a ball through to Gardo, who's through again here, and he scored again. It's 2-1 Histon. So after being 1-0 down, we are now 2-1 up here. Aiden Gardo with 2 goals this game. So I think that tactical switch has done really well here. Little ball over the top little nice through ball from Michaelidis there. Gardo's through again. It's very similar to like JB Vardy, yes, where he's just getting clean through on goal and just outpacing the defenders and just slotting past the keeper. It's now 2-1. Let's hope we can hold on to this before half time here, or actually if we can get a third goal, that would be very interesting here, and would probably guarantee the points. But you never know at this sort of level that some of these leads can turn very quickly in this at this sort of level. I mean, I saw the 5-4 as I mentioned earlier. As Garda's through again here, he could score a hat-trick on his debut. He has. It's 3-1 Histon before half time, and Garda's hit a first half hat-trick. It's been a fantastic start for the team here, and we're currently sitting top of the league as it stands as we head towards half time here. Garda once again clean through on goal, and he just slots it past the keeper once again. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Garda's going to be a fantastic hit for us this season, that it looks like. So let's hope we can. Obviously it's just the first game, so we can't get too carried away here, but it's fantastic to see that we're 3-1 up at half time. Let's make sure we can ensure we keep this lead and we don't throw this away, because I do not want to be throwing this away on the first game of the season. I mean, Histon are currently only on 6 points out of 18 games in real life, so we'd be on half their points by the end of the first game. So this will be very interesting. We're hoping to definitely do much better than what the team's doing in real life. We're going to keep it as it is for now. We are going to bring on some subs a little bit later on. We might actually want to drop to control, although Michaelidis is through here. Here's Perry. It's been cleared though by Scott, and as you can see by the stats, we're really dominating here. 7 shots, 5 on target, 2 clear-cut chances. So apparently one of our goals wasn't a clear-cut chance in the end, so that's a bit of a shame, but I'll take that. We're 3 goals to the good, which is absolutely fantastic. We've dropped down to control just to try and slow the pace down of the game a little bit, ensure that they've got no chance of getting back into the game. Here's, as I say that, it's a highlight for them. Here's Sparks, side 2 O'Sullivan, who's on a yellow card, so got to watch out for him possibly getting a sending off here. We've won the ball back though. Here's Murphin, another ball at the top to Geider, who's through again on goal, and it's saved by Price. It's a good save there. They needed to save that as it's a corner to Histon. Glider could have easily had 4 goals in his opening game here. He's been really good so far. I might take him off in a bit just to try and save him for the next game, which is actually a midweek game, as he takes another shot and it's saved by Price again. So that's, I think, 6 chances. He could have had 6 goals today. This guy is looking amazing so far. I think that quick change to the advanced forward was absolutely crucial when it comes to the actual tactic itself. I don't know what the game was thinking, putting him as the poacher rather than the advanced forward, when it clearly showed that the advanced forward position was so much better for him and suits him more compared with the poacher role. And we're actually going to bring on a sub at the hour mark, because this is the sort of time I like to bring on a sub, to be honest. I think Alex Ingram, he has done a very fantastic job, but we haven't got a centre back unfortunately on the bench, which is a little bit of a pain. Should have probably checked that beforehand. We haven't got a centre mid either, which is not good. I might take off Justin May and bring on Tommy Solken. Let's hope that substitution is good for us, just to keep control of the game here. We've got that fresh player on the pitch, just trying to stretch them out a little bit. There's a Handwell are 3-0 up now, so they're now top of the league. And they're just immediately been pulled back, so it's now 3-1. As you can see, Scott's just scored there for Fleet, and it's now 3-2 off a second delivery after a set piece, I think. So that's really frustrating there that we've conceded. So that's such a cheap goal, unfortunately. So I'm hoping we don't throw this away here. We're in a 3-2 situation, and I don't really want to end up drawing this game after being 3-1 up, after being 1-0 down to start with. We need to make sure we keep this lead here. I'm going to wait until probably 80 minutes before we actually make another substitution. Come on, game, go a little bit quicker, please. I just want this game to end. Let's see, Handwell are 4-1 up now. We're going to go and make a sub now. Looking very nervous on that right back position. I'm going to take him off, actually. I'm going to take Kelly off and bring on Matty Harper. Hopefully that doesn't backfire on us, because I'm hoping Harper can have the composure in this game to see it out on that right hand side there. Bring that freshness on that right back position, as we've got a corner here. Michaelides with the ball in. Hyam's free there. Ingram. But it's cleared, unfortunately for us, by the Fleet player, and it's out for a throw in as Harper takes the throw in on the right hand side. Up to Michaelides, who puts the ball in towards Carrillo, who takes a shot. It's been blocked a couple of times. Sanders has now got it for Fleet, but we've managed to win it back, and Sokolon's on the ball. Is that the end of the highlight, or is it a little bit more in the tank there? Carrillo is also on a yellow card here today. Murphin up forward, and yes, that's the end of the highlight. So still got 7 minutes or so to go before the end of the game. Let's hope we can hold on to this lead here. Might take off Alex Ingram with 1 minute to go, because he is really struggling now with fitness. I'm going to take him off. He's done really, really well this game, but I'm gonna. I can't take him off. Just realised I haven't got a centre back on. Next time I need to put a centre back on. I'm gonna take off our Aiden Glider. Sorry, yeah, I wasn't meant. Sorry, apologies there. He's actually a poacher. All my knowledge there is just completely wasted. There, I'm such an idiot. Should have realised he's a poacher instead of a advanced forward. That's the other way around. Tom Perry's the advanced forward, and Glider is the poacher. So, yeah. Still got similar traits to Jamie Vardy though, so that's still the same. Anyways, let's now make the substitution. Glider's coming off, and hopefully he should be fit enough for the game a midweek game. He can continue his form there as we come towards the end of the game. Let's hope we can hold on to this lead. The ball forward from Chapman. Harding's got the ball now. We've got 15 seconds remaining. Clear, just hold the ball there. He's cleared it upfield. This is fantastic. Price has missed it, and Macaulay's in, and he's hit the post. He's hit the post. That is really, really disappointing. We should killed the game there, and it should have been 4-2 in the end there. But that's really, really annoying that we haven't been able to take advantage of that. Here is Gouges. Please don't tell me they're going to score from now. Sanders has got the ball here. We've won the ball though from Korea, and it's the full time now, and it's 3-2 Histon. So winning start to our save with Histon. It's fantastic that we were able to do this, get a good start to the season, and hope we can carry on this momentum later on, or for the rest of the games of the season. It's a very good start for us. So, as you can see, we're now up to 5th after one game. Obviously, nothing really changes after the first game. It's only quite a few teams have won on the first day. Eight teams in total, in fact. Several teams won, 4-1 win for Handwell, so they look quite good to start with. Obviously, one game in, you can't really say anything else. As you can see, we've got games coming up thick and fast. We've got Ashford Middlesex on the Tuesday, and then we've got our FA Cup preliminary round against Gillingham Town. So in terms of the next game that I'm going to do, I'm either going to do the FA Cup first qualifying round if we do make it through to that particular, make it through in that game against Gillingham Town. We should get through because Gillingham are in the division below us overall. But if we do get through to the first qualifying round, I'll probably do that as a live com. Otherwise, I'll do the league game that's supposed to be taking place on that day. I can't remember exactly what game that is off the top of my head at the moment as we load up. Let's just quickly go to the inbox. Vintage display, yep, fantastic. Gladale makes a fantastic debut. He's on form as well. He got a 9.5 rating, fantastic result there. So let's go. If we actually go to the schedule here, just quickly show you what the game was. So I think the FA Cup game would be the handball game at home. So depending on if the results of this preliminary round match against Gillingham, I think I might do the Hanborough game or the Farnborough game. Depends on this FA Cup match. If we do win in the FA Cup, I think we will do the first qualifying round instead. Maybe I could do a second game. Just let me know in the comments as whether you want to see a second game every episode. So thank you very much for watching this first episode of the Histon playthrough. If you've got any comments, leave the comments down below. If there's anything I can do to improve the series, if there's anything you want to see overall in the actual game itself, what my tactics are, how I approach the game itself, what my scouting assignments are, then do let me know. Otherwise, if you enjoyed this, please leave a like, comment and subscribe for more FM content, and I'll try and get the next episode out as soon as possible. So the next game is going to be around September, so we've got quite a few games in hand which I will discuss and tell you what actually happened in those games rather than giving you highlights, because I think that's a little bit long when it comes to the actual editing of the video. I might include that as we get up the leagues there, as the game takes a little bit, or gets a little bit faster once I turn off some of the leagues once we've gone up some of the divisions. Maybe if we get to Conference North, Conference South, or even Conference Premier, I might decide to include the highlights into the game. So without further ado, this is the end of the episode. So if you guys enjoyed it, please leave a like down below, and I will see you for the next episode.